we're gonna go through how to get the bar into the right position on your back. Now, this is something that seems simple. I think a lot of people sort of intuitively figure it out, but there are those who struggle with it. So if that's you, let's fix your shelf, which will help fix your brace and help make your squat better. We'll talk a little bit about grip width and some of the stuff you can do there. But first I want to tackle the big thing, which is just where does the bar go on your back? So whatever your chosen grip is, again, we'll talk about that in a sec. Get under the bar with your hands on it and touch it to your traps, right? Just below your neck. Basically, all you're gonna do from here is slide the bar down by pushing yourself further under until it kind of just stops. There should be a spot just below your traps where it feels like it kind of slots in, right? It's gonna be just on top of your rear delts. From that position, you should be able to stand the bar up. And I think another mistake a lot of people make is when they're standing the bar up and walking it out, they're trying to be super upright. And they're like, wow, the bar's falling off me. Yeah, it's gonna do that. If the bar's in a good place, you're gonna need to have, you can see this like little bit of hinge, right? This little bit of break in the hips so that the bar is straight up and down into your upper back as opposed to falling off of your back. If your hips are all the way locked through, yes, it's gonna fall off your back. And I think what a lot of people mistakenly do is they try to be really upright and then they just do this with their shoulders to make the bar stay on their back and not fall off. When in actuality, we want those shoulders pulled down onto the rib cage. We just need that little bit of a tilt to keep it where it's gonna go. Now, there are a whole bunch of different things gonna be really individual from lifter to lifter, right? So one of them is gonna be width. You tend to see bigger lifters from 105 and up on the men's side, and I think women's side is a lot more varied in grip position. You tend to see bigger lifters a little more out wide, right? Maybe first finger on the rings or even wider, just to make room for the fact that they have broad shoulders getting under the bar. You tend to see lighter weight lifters in closer and tighter. I do think it's worth noting that there's a grip narrowness that I think is into diminishing returns, right? Generally, the tighter we go in here, the tighter we're gonna be able to get the upper back. But if we get too tight, it's just gonna stuff everything in there and we won't be able to actually pull ourselves in, right? We won't be able to actually set the upper back and create that tension because it's just kind of too tight, it's already there. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is thumbs behind versus thumbs around the bar. In my federation, that's the only options. We can't do any of this kind of stuff. If you're in an untested federation or non-IPF or your federation allows this, a lot of people will put their pinky around the bar like this. And in some cases, it tends to relieve a little bit of elbow and shoulder discomfort if you have that. Unfortunately, in the IPF, we've got these two options, right? So if you're having wrist, elbow, shoulder junkiness, number one, look at the shoulders and make sure you're not doing this. Because if that shoulder moves forwards, right, it makes everything more forwards. It pulls this wrist and hand and whole arm forwards, which means it's gonna take more tension to get it behind the bar. Step number one, if we're having wrist, elbow, shoulder stuff, is pull those shoulders back and down. Make sure that we're not compensating for standing super upright by being shrugged and forward in the shoulders. Then we can look at thumbs around versus thumbs over. Grip width, wider, narrower. I actually used to go wider when I was lighter. Contrary to what I was saying earlier, I found when I got bigger and moved up a weight class from 105 to 120, moving my grip in was really helpful. I think because it was better for me to put the stress on my wrists and elbows as opposed to my shoulders. I found that out wide here, there was more stress on my shoulders, they got more beat up. Coming in narrower, a little more stress on my wrists and elbows, and they were able to tolerate it. Through all of that, I hope that you have an idea of how to get the bar where it needs to be, what our sort of unrack should be like, what some of the common faults are with bar positioning, and some of the things you can play with if you're struggling. If you have other questions, if you have fixed your shelf using some cool tricks, let us know in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked it, hit that subscribe button. We got all kinds of content. I think we're doing a video a week right now. So there's lots of stuff coming out if you enjoy educational content about powerlifting, and we'll see you in the next one.